Hi Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising. Welcome to Ethernal Realms and welcome to your March reading. So I have great news for you. Saturn is moving out of your zodiac into Pisces on the 7th of this month, and that's a huge thing because you're basically completing a cycle of maturation in your Aquarian house. So whether that is your Sun, Moon or Rising sign, it has been a pivotal time for you the last 3 years. And there's a lot of things you could have thought of and learned and dealt with and so on and so forth, and that is now coming to a close. So your personality is different, you are a whole new person, and now you're ready to move on and learn Piscean topics when Saturn goes there. And it's going to stay in Pisces for the coming 3 years, so we will be dealing with topics of spirituality, intuition, what we emotionally hold near, dear, and valuable. And we also see we kind of make more structures where there is no structure at this moment. So whatever area of your life is a little bit vague, it might be your second house, but if you're watching for some other sign, then it might be in some other house. But whichever area it is in, there has been a decluttering, certain restrictions and challenges, but it has taught you very, very important lessons, and those lessons are actually going to be important in your flourishing, gathering more confidence, and that's exactly what we're going to use when Saturn moves into Pisces here. Also, there was something else I was getting. We might be looking into self-healing or healing in a more spiritual sense, or an emotional prioritization of whichever house it's touching. So for example, if it's in your second house of finances, you might feel like if you have difficult relationships with money, that is going to come up for evaluation and review, and we'll be learning things in that area. And it can also relate with sense of self-worth and security as well. So Saturn basically brings in more structure where there is a little bit no structure at this time. Now, apart from that, we have Mercury, the planet of the mind, very closely associated with you because it connects with the air sign, which is you, and that is moving into Pisces on the 2nd of the month. So over here, there can be getting lost in thoughts or like absent-mindedness in general. Very imaginative though, very creative and emotionally maturing. So we might get more clarity on things that have been bothering us. I know you might not be considered a very emotional sign, but nevertheless you do have emotions. And over here we are, acknowledging those things, understanding those things a little bit more deeply. Perhaps we get a different perspective on those things as well. There can be a heightened sense of intuition, and through dreams you might get some signs and symbolism. If you are a spiritual person, then this can see you expanding on those topics. Perhaps you learn something new in that area. Okay, now on the 7th we have a full moon in Virgo. I've not seen all the aspects at this time. I will be posting more details in my community post, but this one looks nice because there is a good balance of your spiritual body and your purpose in a spiritual sense, but also your physical state of being, right? Like you gotta do what you gotta do. You have to take care of yourself, maintaining your habits and taking up new hobbies and acquiring more skill sets, or putting whatever skills you have to work in a very organized and productive fashion, so on and so forth. But that's important, but so is intuition, rest, imagination, and freedom. Right? So there is going to be these topics coming up that if something is out of balance in this, we will know about it and we will work on it and we're going to fix it. Okay? Now in the 3rd week of the month, there's a lot happening and I will not talk about all of them. I will post it on my community page, so if you're interested, subscribe, hit the bell, and it is going to notify you whenever it's up. But I will mention that on the 16th, we have Venus, the planet of love, beauty, abundance, and harmony, and also relationships, moving into the house of Taurus, which is very awesome because she rules this space, and it brings us this extra material and also support wherever Taurus is for you, okay? There's also a heightening of stability and also really knowing what you can count on. This can be people or material resources, finances, things like that. But either way, we have support, and this is a very important transit that's taken place, which is quite supportive to all of us, kind of helps us out through all of this, topsy-turvy month that we have here. So yes, that's great. And on the 19th, we have Mercury moving into Aries. So it was in Pisces on the 2nd, and now it's moving into Aries on the 19th. It's moving really fast. So whatever we learn through our intuition, imagination, we're going to put into effect from the 19th onwards. We're very bold, courageous, confident. We are, taking initiative. We're making sure we're the first to get somewhere if, we're being competitive in some case as well. We just have high passion, high drive, and there's like nothing stopping us anymore. So I really love that. And right the next day, on the 20th or the 21st, depending on where you live, we have the sun moving into Aries, and it's a new moon as well. So that's really, really amazing. It's literally saying it's time for a fresh new start. Okay, we're going to turn over a new leaf. It's going to be a fresh new year. Plant your intentions, do your manifestations and affirmations, whatever it is that you practice. Make that 1 year goal possible. This is where you do your vision board. You get things into action if you've already made a vision board, and just make it real basically. And you can plan ahead for the entire year as well. And have like a checkpoint 6 months from now when you have the full moon in Aries. Okay, so really cool stuff. We can begin at this time. Next, another amazing, well, I'm not going to say fully amazing, but it's really profound transit that's taking place. Pluto moves into Aquarius, and it's going to be there for 20 years, starting 2024. But it is going to give us a bit of a trailer of what it's going to be like coming forward. So this one adds a little bit of a serious note on things. Of course, we'll learn a lot of heavy stuff about ourselves, and it is pretty serious in general. But in this one, we will look at a very long-term perspective. We can see very far into the future. We can anticipate real far, and it is your zodiac, so it's as if you can see 20 years down the line how life would be. And then it feels as though at first it might be, well, okay, so perhaps I don't want to be doing this right now, otherwise in 20 years it'll be like that, right? That is one element of it. But then the other side is, okay, so if I don't want this to be in my future, I'm going to change something right now. And that one change you make today, you can almost see 20 years down the line. I know it's a more mental exercise, but it feels like a mental expansion, honestly. And that is directly connected with your personality. So you can see a lot farther, and you can correct your actions or direct your actions accordingly to make a very desirable future plan happen, basically. Okay, so I'm going to take this as a fantastic thing. Pluto comes with some of its challenges for sure, but it is only challenging if you resist it, to be very honest. I'm a Scorpio, and this is my ruler, so this is how I've learned to make friends with this particular planet. Like, okay, so what's coming up from underneath the surface? What needs to be examined? And it comes up, and I'm like, okay, great. So how do I deal with it? And lo and behold, I also find the answers, and I also work through it, and I become empowered. That's what Pluto is. It's about empowerment. And when it's transitioning your zodiac, your personality, your, just your general attitude, your perspective, and all of that, it's creating a major transformation for the infinitely better. Okay? So I'm feeling a little bit optimistic about this for you. Okay, then for Mars in Cancer, we have that happening on the 25th. And this one's a little bit of a struggle to understand at first, I think, but we can figure out a way to make it work. Because Mars is a fiery planet and Cancer is a watery zodiac. So it's like dumping hot coal in cold water, right? It's going to bubble up. The heat is going to still, transfer, kind of. And that's kind of what's happening. Our emotions are coming up to the surface. It's a good idea to not suppress whatever comes up in the first 18 days of the month while Mercury is in Pisces. It'll give us a good idea of what emotions are coming up and what clarity is coming through, because it's going to be helpful for the rest of the month and even into the next one, honestly. So yes, and if there are any suppressions and repressions, Mars in Cancer does not do very good. It does bring up the emotions in order for examination. But it wants to do that because it wants a crystal clear path towards its goals, basically. So it's kind of helping you out, helping out all of us out, actually. Now, in the last week, we also have some more aspects, but I'm not going to get into them. We're going to be here forever. So I'm going to post that on my community page. You can check it out if you feel like. Okay, so we have lunar eclipse coming through with change for you, and that's obvious. We do have plenty of changes. One serious planet leaves, the planet of restriction, and another one comes in, who's the planet of purging and transformation. So definitely big life changes, big personality changes as well. I'm also expecting a change in perspective and outlook in general, perhaps attracting different types of people that change your worldview in some way. Perhaps not immediately, we'll see the cards, but eventually for sure it kind of feels like that intuitively. And then we have great happiness as the first highlight with heart. Wow, really nice, right? Really nice. Then we have the bowl, which says plenty of material things. Excellent. Excellent. Then we have basket, which says recognition, reward for merit. There you go. So what else do you need? I think we're done with the reading, isn't it? We have very nice things going on for you, Aquarius. So good. So great happiness. You're definitely joyful. You're celebrating something. Perhaps you've achieved something and you're very proud of yourself. You feel like going out, celebrating for just about everything that you have achieved so far. It can really feel like a start of a new chapter, so there is a sense of hope, and you're confident in your skills as well. This is like reward for merit, like you did the work, you know. This is not just a lucky stroke that's just hitting you on the head and it's going to be done as soon as the luck gets over or something. No, this is like you've earned it. You have worked through a lot. You've become a new person. Whatever it is, you know, we do what the best that we can do given our circumstances always, right? And that's the best we can do, literally. So you are getting rewarded for all of that. Whenever Saturn, by the way, leaves a certain zodiac, it gives a gift and then it leaves, okay? So it's sort of that feeling, okay? It's like, okay, fine. I've coached you enough. I've done this, and this. It was not easy sometimes, you know? Sometimes we just had to go for it. But here you go. I will give you an added advantage that is going to make your life easier in that particular sector. So that's perfect. And with bowl here, plenty of material things. It can be that you have more money coming in, so you're able to purchase certain things you've always wanted, or you're really reserving your purchases for valuable things to you and not, you know, any reckless spending and things like that. Or it can be that you're acquiring some type of material, like a house, for example. That's pretty material and you're really happy about it and you're celebrating that. So it's something super valuable to you and you're super happy about it. Okay, so we have the 10 of Swords coming up. Lovely to see this. It indicates the end. Okay, the end of a previous chapter. And we have the beginning of a new point. Can't make this up. With Ace of Wands, which is literally new inspiration, new ideas, and conception of ideas as well taking place. There's just a spark of hope and joy that just comes in. You know, I feel like there will be many times in the month where there is a lot of spark that comes through for you. Okay, be it romantic or otherwise, depends on what you consider as a challenge and what you're going through in life at this time. But yes, it is a rise in inspiration and courage that you got this. Also, there is more energy and stamina that you have. Perhaps you're nourishing yourself very well. You know, I see this groceries everywhere, fruits, so on. Perhaps you're taking care of yourself much better and you feel really revitalized. Whatever it is working, okay? The Ace of Wands, very nice. Then we have the Queen of Wands, another fire card. This could be talking about the Aries time. You're feeling very, very new, refreshed, revitalized, confident, ready to go for it. You also might become more social or be recognized more. We do have recognition. So yeah, your friends might be contacting you. You just become more popular. Okay, somehow it just happens that you're more popular now. Or you're putting yourself out there more and people are recognizing you as well. Super, super nice. Oh, and fire signs. Aries is right opposite your sign, and that can indicate that you're attracting someone who's a Leo something. Yeah? Or the fire sign, perhaps, Sagittarius and Aries. We have Elder of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. This is so perfect. This indicates you feel very stable and established and you're super confident. It kind of boosts you. I'm sensing a boost. Not material boost, mental boost, and also energetic. Okay? You're so active, you're on it, you're so excited for what's to come. Yeah, that's exactly what I feel. Now, the King of Pentacles also can say you're getting a promotion, you're stepping into some leadership position. We do have the Queen of Wands as well. You might become partners with someone in a business setting, or you're delegating your work effectively to more professionals to make your things easier. You're working with more esteemed colleagues, things like that as well can be possible. But there can be a change of job, new job, and you're feeling a lot more secure. Perhaps it's right up in your alley. Perhaps this is something you've wanted for a long time and you're finally getting it. Something of that sort can also happen. Depending on your circumstance. This can also represent two different people, okay? A fire sign and an earth sign. They can be two advisors, for example, mentor figures you might have. They can also be parental figures if that resonates. They can be offering you some very useful advice or idea that really breaks a cycle, you know. It can be a small thing, like you still have to do some work about that, but you know the path ahead. Something of that sort can work out depending on your circumstance. Yes, we have the Three of Wands. Absolutely wonderful. This indicates manifestations coming to fruition and that they will eventually come in. Don't worry, it's like a sure thing that whatever it is you are truly, truly wishing for is yours. Okay, Three of Wands indicates that you can see further into the path than you were able to before, and that fills you up with hope and optimism because so far, so good. Okay, Queen of Wands and King of Pentacles can even be you, that you're creating a legacy, you're creating stable money for yourself to support your loved ones and so on if needed, and to also cater to the things that you value very much. Good housing, good clothing, good everything else that you prioritize, just feeling full of life basically. Three Wands cards coming through, so it's looking quite good for you guys. Then we have bliss is worth creating from. Absolutely. Doing what you enjoy. Yeah, you're definitely spending some more time reveling in things, savoring stuff, experimenting with things, just exploring what's there. But you're very professional, yes, if that applies, but also you're not chaotic about it, basically. Okay, you're so strong. You're like, okay, I'm going to try this. And you're methodical. Yeah, methodical, practical. You're just charting your path forward. And both of these court cards are so like, they are the authority cards. So it's like you're taking matters into your own hands. You're very powerful. You're so confident. I can't stop saying it, you know. I keep saying confident, but that's really loud and clear. So wherever it is that you feel as though you've been hurt and you've been stung way too many times, it's either you're like, okay, I'm done with this. I don't even care about it enough to be going through so much. So I'm going to go do something else. And that just works out really well. You get the right support. It goes off to a great start. And that itself fills you up with hope. Or it can be that, you know, you can't keep taking it on, so you change your attitude, your perspective, and somehow you find yourself in a leader position of any circumstance that you're in. But either way, it's working out very wonderfully, and you keep doing what you enjoy doing, and you're prioritizing that. Actually, you're taking care of yourself really, really well, for sure, with this card here. Then we have imbalance. Yeah, this again, opposites attract kind of vibe. Oh yes, the Queen of Wands, King of Pentacles can be counterpart energy. Perhaps you have earth placements, and you might be attracting a fire sign, or vice versa. You might have fire placements and attracting an earth sign. But either way, this has the foundations. This looks like it can be a good partnership if you're looking for love. Now, imbalance also indicates that you're in moderation. Nothing is extreme. You're excited, but you're not all blaze. You know how to handle yourself. You understand, you're recognizing your emotions and you're working with those things as well. So whatever it is that's happening throughout the month, astrologically, it looks like you're coping quite well. Okay, you're dealing with it very, very expertly. Yes, that's the word. You're dealing with it expertly. What else? I'm also getting Libra vibe. So I think the communications you might have or the social interactions you're having, it's very, not going to say professional necessarily. Again, it can be professional, but it is like a good blend. You're keeping it friendly, but you're also not getting too attached or not too personal. unless it's like really close friends or something, but it more looks like you're being recognized in general, as it's not only your close friends, just a general vibe of popularity that is going on here. New connections you're making here, so obviously from the first meet itself, we're not going to be best friends forever. So it's kind of that vibe that's coming through, okay? You might like go into new spaces, new environments, exploring new things, and in that process you meet a lot of different people, and that kind of excites you. Okay, then we have Foxby 2, which is about communication being the key. Yes, we talked at length about that. Yes, so if you want a partner, this looks like a very nice month to either manifest it or to have the manifestation come true, right? And we have attraction, no joke. Okay, so not only for a romantic thing, but anything your heart wants. Okay, anything your heart wants. Looks like it feels realistic for you that this can come true. Okay, it's not a prediction. I feel like you yourself are going to feel as though what you want really is possible. Okay, and that's what makes it happen. You're in that creator position. It's such a meta reading this taking place here, but yes, it's that you are making it happen. Quite literally, you're being it, you're attracting it, you're attractive, magnetic, all of those amazing words that we need for manifestations to come in, and that's what's happening. That's what's happening. So you know what? Wish big, right? Take advantage of this time. And with Venus in a very nice position, she's like, okay, what is it do you want? You know, what is it you want? There you go. You want money? There you go. You know, resources? There you go. Of course, there are other influences to keep in mind. I'm exaggerating for effect, but it still is absolutely blessing us despite any of the other peripheral activities that's taken place. And because you really want it, Venus in Taurus is like, you have to be sincere about it. It's stable, and it's also like practicable. Wishing for a unicorn probably won't work, but wishing for a good career or a good relationship, something of that sort, which is something you're wishing for at this time sincerely, that definitely is in the ballpark. Okay, so let's see what else we get for Aquarius in the month of March. First house, Pisces, and Pluto. Cool. Yes, Pluto will be in your first house, or rather your personality, or you know, the attitude in general, or your emotional makeup, depending on what you're watching this reading for. But yes, it is creating some personal changes, and perhaps it's going to make you a little bit more spiritually inclined, or take that side of things more seriously. Because there are certain answers and epiphanies that are already there within you that want to be heard in order for a successful resolution to happen. It can also be that you go counseling, for example, or you do some self-hypnosis as well, if you're into all of that. Pisces also talks about releasing and surrendering. And like I said, if you don't resist, it's not painful. Okay, like with these things, because it really is like, you know, you watch in movies, right? Someone gets shot and they have to take the bullet out. Taking it out itself is painful. So would you rather not do it? Because that pain is a good kind of pain because it heals you, right? Same goes with fevers. You get fever, that's a good sign your body is fighting. Would you rather keep the toxins in? No. It's kind of that whole ideology here, that you don't need to resist the healing pain and let go of the toxins. Okay, let it flow, because there's a lot of help that can come in here. Very transformative month, absolutely. I think you also, the Pisces is related with love, hope, and bliss. That it has a lot of faith as well. So I think there is a deep faith that is coming from inside you. And Pluto is very magnetic and very attractive, kind of naturally skilled in that law of attraction quality. And Pisces literally is the universe, right? It's beyond. So yeah, you're kind of magnetizing towards you just about anything seemingly out of thin air, because you have so much faith in how things are headed. Like I said, you can see a little bit into the future, and that gives you a sense of security, and you're utilizing that. That would be the best way to use this month for you guys, honestly. So yes, that's what I have for you, Aquarians. Thank you so much for being here. Really great month for you guys. Really excited. Let me know your thoughts. If you want a personal reading, you can reach me via Etsy. The link is in the description box in the comment below. I will see you some other time. Until then, take care. Bye.